y'all. So today we're talking about soul ties, okay? For those of you who don't know, soul tie is the energy when you feel that it's almost like it can be a relationship with someone that's romantic. It can be a relationship with a friend, but the energy, it kind of feels like you can't get this person off of your mind. So a lot of times people come to me like, oh, can I cut this soul tie? And there are people who specialize in cutting that energy off with someone. So they're like, okay, I can't get over my ex, or there's this friend, I keep dreaming about them, I keep thinking about them. I feel like it's now preventing me from moving forward in my relationships. So I wanted to pull a visual of what it looks like when there is a soul tie. So you see how she's being plagued with these two birds. This card is a Two of Swords, but it talks about mental conflict. She can't see, she's not even standing in a comfortable position because she's actually, sometimes people are physically affected by the connection to someone. And most of the time that connection is a toxic connection. Now, we do have soul ties that can be positive, but I'm talking about it from an unaligned place. I'm talking about, this video is going to resonate for anybody who feels like they're connected to someone, whether a friend, it could be a parent, a spouse, that feels like this Two of Swords energy, like you're being plagued with thoughts of the past. So I just want to establish, like, when it comes to soul ties, I'm talking about this because I've had this happen. I've had a lot of soulmates on my journey. Soulmates can be friendships, soulmates can be spouses, but I've had a lot. And for those of you, those soul ties typically come from a past life. And if that doesn't resonate with you, it's just a strong energetic connection. And the thing is that when we keep feeding the energy of anything, it's going to grow and expand. So this video is going to be all about how to identify what a soul tie looks like vibrationally as a general reading, and then how to kind of like nurture that and cut that cord. So stay tuned. So what I'm really feeling is the journey of connecting to someone. This could be romantic, platonic, and a lot of times these soul ties are with our family members. What's really sticking out to me is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is like a little boy, and then he's with a puppy, and then it's like a grown man with a dog. This is a feeling of nostalgia. A lot of these cords, our energy entangles with entanglement, it connects with someone. And when it connects to someone, there's like this feeling of like, I've known you forever. Like, where'd you come from? Did we go to school together? Or it could be a friendship. Some people organically have these connections with their parents, because if you did have a relationship with someone from a past life, or even if you're using it in a different example, if you did go to school with someone when you were younger, when you see them, it's a recognition. So anytime there's like a soulmate, or there's someone in your experience, it does not need to be romantic, but it is a recognition. So there's something about them that just feels familiar, okay? It feels good initially, especially with this Nine of Cups. This Nine of Cups, this girl's really happy. She's underwater, mind you. The surface of the water is here. There's a treasure chest and all these cups. Now in tarot, cups always represent emotion. So what I'm feeling is, a lot of times it's like the celebration. It's a celebration of the remembrance of a connection. It's like, I don't even know why we click. We just click, okay? And every soulmate's going to feel like this, whether they're meant to stay in your life forever or just for a season. So I just need to specify that. No matter if a soulmate comes into your life forever or for now, it's going to feel like this Nine of Cups energy, where it feels like it's forever. It feels like there's something nostalgic. It's almost like the little kid in you gets excited, okay? So that's just you just need to be aware of that, because when you're feeling like you're in this Two of Swords energy, like, why did it go wrong, or why can't I let go of them? You need to know that it's always going to feel like that. So that's why a lot of people are led astray in their connections, because they think that, sometimes they think that if it's meant to be forever, it's going to feel good. And sometimes people come for a season. But what I'm really feeling is, with this Temperance energy, the Temperance is about divine support. You see there's an angel on this. You can't really see his wings. I don't know if this is Archangel Michael, but regardless of that, there's a sun and there's a moon. There's a balancing of the shadow aspects of yourself and the light aspects. When you're in a connection with someone that you have a soul tie with, it can feel like it can feel like healing, you know, it can feel like just right, everything, like you're the darkness, I'm the light, like we equal each other out, we balance each other out. It feels like divine union. And the thing is that people understand it is. It's kind of like if you've ever had a teacher who pushed you and was really rude to you and maybe gave you a bad grade when you know you didn't deserve it, but that made you push harder, and you're like, I hated that teacher, but now looking back, that teacher taught me something. So I think a lot of times we just need to understand that when we're in a negative soul tie and that person is our soulmate, it is divinely guided. So that person was supposed to be in your experience. The thing is, they weren't supposed to stay because they have this devil energy. Now the devil energy is funny because he's got this like angelic gold energy coming off, and then there's like that same energy looks like they brought these two people together, like, and a lot of times it's like it feels like opposites attract, you know, but in reality it's alignment and resonance. Most people that you date or you come into contact with are going to be more of a mirror. But these karmic, we would call this a karmic soulmate, someone that, but karmic soulmate doesn't mean bad, so I try not to use that term. It just basically means that if you haven't established yet or know the significance, if you're in separation from someone, or you there's an ex, we're going to use the relationship analogy because a lot of people watch these readings for relationships. So you have an ex-spouse, and that person, you're like, how do they come into my life? I keep dreaming about them. I know that when I met them, it felt like this divine energy, like they're supposed to be in my life. They're the best thing that ever happened to me. I went to a reader and they said it was my soulmate. Your soulmates can also have devil energy. And I'm going to say that again. Your soulmates can also have devil energy. And I love how this devil is because he's got his hand out. And if you look very closely, it's almost like Geppetto, like the puppet on the string, Pinocchio, you know? This person is being plagued mentally, like this energy. Because a lot of times we don't understand, because the Two of Swords talks about confusion. We don't understand how something that's meant for us could plague us. How something that the divine led us to could not be something that is supposed to stay, because we end up in the hermit mode. So you guys could be a Virgo, we have Sagittarius, Capricorn here. But what I'm really feeling is, what else we got? Yeah, we got air, a lot of air signs. But what I'm feeling with this hermit energy, this Virgo, it's like a lot of times we don't realize that that very same connection is there for us to ascend. You see how she's actually floating in this meditative state above all of this, like on the side of a cliff, it looks like in the mountains. When you think about the mountains, you think about struggle, you think about opposition. The lantern that's here represents the light, represents the lesson, and she's shining. Her solar plexus is like, it's opened up, it's expanded. So it was never intended to hurt you. It was never, these connections that don't work out with soulmates are never, they were never intended to be looked at as failure, because we got the failure card. And it says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. But I don't look at it as a mistake, okay? Because I feel like when you look at it as a mistake, it starts to affect your health, because with the health card. And you see how her, like I said, her body is like, a lot of times, we look at our relationships that failed with a soulmate. We look at them as failures, is what I'm trying to say. But it's not a failure. The first step into cutting a cord with anyone is recognizing that they're probably just a soulmate that came here, that you guys were brought together divinely to link up and to have a learning experience. So I would identify, what did this person bring into your experience, and what did you learn from them? And after that, the Hermit's all about healing. It's all about being alone. It's all about, and I know that's really hard because we want to be with this person, but if you're in separation or if you have parted from someone, this is about going within and learning those lessons so that it can affect your health in a positive way. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is it starts all over again. We go back to the wish fulfillment, then we go back to the devil energy. And for a lot of you that don't know, the devil energy, I love how attractive he looks. Because, and we have a lot of 9 energy here too, which is like, to me, it's like almost completion, but it's about being by yourself before. It's like doing that inner work before you get to that 10, that completion. But this devil's offering up something which seems valuable, but it's like a trick. And it's not. A lot of times people try to make it like, oh, this person came into your life to intentionally, you know, put some, you know, spell on you where you can't let go and you feel plagued forever. But I just want to say, for anybody who's truly in a situation where they need to cut ties with someone, like that term, a soul tie, cut cords with, the devil energy in someone else is a result of their own traumas, even if they're a narcissist. I'm gonna say that again. The devil energy in someone else that you're experiencing is the result of trauma, even if they're a narcissist. This isn't about making excuses for people, but this is about being evolved in your consciousness to realize that no one is all good and all bad, and even the way that people come to be the way that we would call evil or the devil energy, it's not our responsibility to heal them. It's not our responsibility to change them. It's the responsibility to take that time, do that reflection, and heal ourselves. This almost is looking like an internal compass with this yellow solar plexus, working on your will, working on yourself. Because you can't change anyone else. So there's a level of healing, and most of that confusion comes from not knowing why they were in your life, thinking that because they're a soulmate, they're supposed to be here forever. So let's get on to the healing path. So when you're in your healing process of trying to cut cords, the first thing that people need to understand before you run to a professional, before you even book a session with me or go to someone who does it, is that there's an energetic bond between you and a person, right? And a lot of times when someone's in an entanglement or in an energetic tie with someone, think about a knot, an energetic knot between you and another person, right? It's because of your focus to that situation, to the knot, actually entangles it more, makes it harder to break free. See, it's funny how even the card that I pulled vibrationally, there's these strings, and I don't know if you can see it, there's these strings from the birds, almost representing like several cords just coming in. The more you think on it, the more you dwell on it, the more you ask your friends about it. So right now, the advice is just get by yourself and identify why was this person in your life, the good. What are the lessons that you learned from the things that you perceive to be failures? Get into that space, because cord cutting is energy. Okay, it's not about light a candle and hit some sage. And I'm not going to dismiss the things that we do in the 3D, the things that we, you know, I'm not going to dismiss working out. You know, I'm not going to dismiss the work, the physical work that we have to do to cut cords. But it's really, really important to understand that cutting cords is about energy. So where's your focus right now? Is your focus inward, or is your focus on what happened to you in the past? What went wrong? And for a lot of times there can be addictions at play. A lot of times things don't work out with the spouse, or because of some sort of addiction. It could be sexual addictions, it could be drugs, it could be addictions to toxic thoughts. So nothing is by mistake. People come into your experience because we attract them for our growth. And I'm not even going to get onto soul contracts, but I can do another video about soul contracts if you guys are interested. But getting to the healing place, we have the 3 of Fire. So the 3 of Fire, she's on this ship. There's a compass. She's got the sun, which is kind of giving me that solar plexus energy. And there's a compass. Now, the traditional 3 of Fire, or 3 of Wands, talks about waiting, being prepared and waiting for your ships to come in. But in this energy, the universe is saying, if you want to cut cords after you did all the previous work, set your intention of where you want to go. And this is not about who you want to be with. This is about the energy and where you want to go. Even if you're not having that much, because the 4 of Water can talk about sometimes, you know, the inability to see or not that much, but she's got pearls in her hand. It's kind of like taking the opportunity, seizing the moment. Okay, this didn't work out. Even for people who have kids, like I had kids and I lost the house, we got divorced, whatever, whoever you're leaving, or, you know, I was raised like this, taking the good meat, okay? Cutting out the fat, taking the good meat, and heading in the direction of what you want. That's the first thing. So first we identify, you know, the lesson and why they came into our lives. Also identifying that every soulmate is going to feel, you know, good initially, but not all. Some soulmates have devil energy, and some soulmates, you know, they need healing because we come together for healing, okay? And then after that, what I'm really feeling is that's how you get to this 10 of Air. Now the 10 of air is the 10 of swords in traditional tarot. There's like 10 swords in them. But in this deck, they're feathers. I love this. I love this because she's blowing up at them like it's nothing. Like, I'm deciding to let it go, because once you get to this place of healing, you can energetically just let it go. Even if you have to write it out on paper, you know, after you do all these processes, ask for divine assistance, but then you can let it go. Then you can be in a place to let it go. This is the point now. If you're at this point, this is when you go ask for help. This is when you go get a reading. This is when you have someone do a ritual for you, but you don't do it before because you're not ready. And it's okay to not be ready, because you might be ready physically to move on from someone, but you have to be ready vibrationally, or you'll be right back. You'll be right back. And then comes this page of air. And it's funny because the page represents 1. So you have the 10 is when you're ready to drop it. Then comes in the ace, and she's kind of like, she's got this, I don't know, there's a better view. Her wings are stretched open wide, okay? Her wings are open because she's ready. It's almost like coming up above the clouds for air. It's almost like you flew above this. This is how you fly above this 2 of swords energy. Physically, emotionally, mentally, coming up for air. Having the mental space to imagine something new. The pages are about children. It's like, but not just being a kid. It's about when you were a kid, you're like, man, when I grow up, I wanna, whatever that is, I wanna be with someone like this. I wanna have, even if the soul ties with a parent, you know, I wanna live like this. You will have the mental space, but you have to do it in that order. Or at least consider the process, because a lot of people are trying to jump to just doing a ritual to cut a cord, and it's just like, you're not ready. It's like, you could want to run a marathon, you know, you can have access and all this other stuff, and you have the cute sneakers, and you know, you can know the route, but if you haven't trained to run a marathon, you ain't running a marathon. And funny thing is, most people can't even walk a marathon if they haven't trained. So it's all about that perseverance. And this is saying, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Like I said, to get to the mental place, there's levels, and it's okay to be patient with yourself. It's not about, let me just cut this cord. It's about, let me get in the vibrational vicinity to do so. And the outcome is Ace of Cups, this Ace of Water, and they're holding this pearl. It's funny how these little pearls, it's like, what I'm feeling is maybe you go from a whole lot of nothing, but it's okay, because you're understanding it's a process to the big something, to the big something. And it's funny because on this card, now that I'm seeing it, these little pearls are in the background of her, but she's got her hand stretched out, and there's one pearl that she's like, I have my eyes on the prize. So hold your vision. Hold your mental vision towards. That's why you have to see. That's why there's steps. You have to set your intention first, because that's the pearl, and this is that pearl coming out, and this is the direction that you do it like this. This is the direction that you're heading in. Is this seahorse spirit and this Ace of Water? The Ace of Cups is a new emotional beginning. This is how you get to the new emotional beginning. This is how you get to the new bae, the new relationship, the healing with whoever you're dealing with. If you have a soul tie, guys. There's a process. It's not just a ritual. The ritual can come. You can do any ritual that resonates with you. But before you try to cut a soul tie, try to heal it. Try to heal it, because that's what loosens the strings, okay? Because a lot of people are they're skipping a step. And I want to see what can come in. Well, we're going to keep it romantic. What kind of relationship comes in after we cut our soul ties? You know, after we do that vibrational work. Ooh, I'm gonna pull 3. So we got release your ex. Cut that off. It says the time has come to clear your energy. Clear your energy first if you want to cut a soul tie. Then we have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So you're all attracting in, like, you know, that piece of, like, that boo that you can, you know, that marriage. The honeymoon comes after marriage, something that's a commitment. That's what it resonates as to me. And then you have healing family issues. And it's got a kid on here, and it says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Like I said, some of you guys, it's your soul ties are with your parents, and you need to understand that you can have those. Maybe you knew your parents in the past life, but if not, it's really about understanding that there's a devil energy in everybody. Everyone's got a thing, but don't emotionally attach yourself to their traumas and try to fix them, and that just entangles it more. The energy of detachment, I think some people are uncomfortable with, especially when it's our parents, because, you know, we're like, it's our parents, you know. But the truth is, it's like, do that work, separate yourself, heal it. It'll naturally loosen the knot that you can cut those ties. And if it is with a parent, it might manifest in a way where it's a different connection, where there is more distance, but there's more respect. And if it's a spouse, that person will get ghost, you know, that person will leave your experience, and it'll be a healthy one. And how you know the cord is cut, I'm gonna tell you guys how you know the cord is cut. Put my cards back. You're gonna know that the cord is cut by how you feel. And it's gonna take time, it's a process, but you're gonna feel a sense of relief. You're going to feel like, you're just gonna feel peace. It's relief, maybe initially, but that relief will turn into peace. And it'll be like to the point where you forget to start to stress about that person. You forget to think about that person. You forget to think about what hurt you in the past. That is the breadcrumbs to healing. So guys, I just wanted to do this video. I had a lot of requests from personal readings about cord cutting, and I had to think about it because I had to cut some of my own. So this video is for you guys. Please be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe if this resonates with you.